Hello, this is your virtual life coach, Michael Lewis. There's a right way to do things, and there's a wrong way to do things. The right way to turn on a light switch is just click it on the on position. The wrong way is anything else. Yelling at the light switch, blaming the light switch for being off, shooting the light switch with an assault rifle, throwing millions of taxpayer dollars for a government study as to why the light switch won't turn on or off, reasoning with the light switch, writing poetry about the light switch, organizing torchlit parades, protesting the light switch, and on and on and on and on. In short, the correct technology for turning on the light switch is to simply go bloop. It says off, and then it goes up to on. You just switch it up to on. Everything else is an incorrect technology. The same applies to life. How do we know if you're using the correct technology in your life for doing something on anything? Simple, it works. So what works? Well, love generally works. Trust generally works at least 80% of the time. You can count on trust. You can trust about 80% of the time, which means that distrust will work 20% of the time. So every so often you'll get tripped up. At 4/5 of the time, you're okay to use trust. Discussion and education are workable. They always work. Flicking the light switch works. These are correct technologies. Now, correct technologies make things simple. That's another clue as to whether you're using the correct technology or not. Incorrect technology not only complexifies things, but it also worsens the thing that you're trying to do the right thing regarding. There was a Sunday morning in 1991, Rabbi Michael Weiser of the South Street Temple in Lincoln, Nebraska, answered his phone, and he heard this voice on the other line saying, "Hey, Jew boy, we'll make you sorry you moved here." And then click, hang up. Now, he had just moved he and his family there to Lincoln, Nebraska to take over the congregation. A few days later, he finds a box on his front porch, and it contains anti-Semitic, pro-Nazi pamphlets and a little card saying, "The KKK is watching you." So what do? You call the police, of course. They track the messages and the package and so forth, because he'd gotten several messages now. They tracked him to Larry Trapp, who was the state's grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. He kept a full stock of loaded artillery and lots of pro-Hitler propaganda in his apartment. They advised the rabbi to move away, just leave, get out of town. Rabbi Weiser said no. And what he did instead was he found Larry Trapp's phone number in the phone book, and he phoned him. And the outgoing message is full of venomous, hate-filled stuff. And then he just left one of his own. He said, "Larry, there's a lot of love out there. You're not getting any of it. Don't you want some?" This is Rabbi Weiser. So long. Once a week, the rabbi would phone up Larry Trapp's phone number, leave a message of love and encouragement on the voicemail. And he did a little bit of research on this fellow Trapp. He found out that Trapp was nearly blind and wheelchair bound because he had diabetes. So he left him a message. He said, "Larry, why do you love the Nazis so much? Don't you know that they'd have killed you and me first, me because I'm a Jew and you because you're disabled? Take care, bye." This went on for several weeks, just leaving encouraging messages and so on. And one day he called up and he didn't hear a message. Trapp himself picked up the phone and said, "What do you want?" And the rabbi said, "I thought you might need a ride to the grocery store. I'm available." There's a long pause, and The voice on the other end said, "Quit bothering me," and then hung up. He kept on leaving messages, happy, encouraging messages and so forth. It was so great to talk to you, nice to finally hear your voice. So a few nights later, his phone rings. And he could tell from the caller ID that it was Trapp, it was Larry Trapp. So I picked up the phone and said, "Hey, Larry, how are you?" And after a moment, Trapp said in a quiet voice, he said, I want to get out of what I'm doing and I don't know how. So the rabbi and his wife drove over to Trapp's apartment, moved him into their house, introduced him to their friends, mainly Jewish, cared for him, ran his errands for him, and let him do some office work at the synagogue. He had never wanted to hate people. His father, who was a big, manly bully, had taught him by example and by beatings. And he eventually renounced the Klan, apologized in public to the congregation, and converted to Judaism. And when the diabetes finally got him and he died, his Jewish funeral was attended by scores of his new friends. And you can go visit his grave site, which has a Star of David on it. So hate is an incorrect technology. It doesn't work, nor do hate's cousins, doubt, suspicion, and distrust. They don't work. People do have a vast potential for hate, as you and I both know, and it can be tapped, and you and I both know that too. People also have a vast potential to love, which you and I also know, which can likewise be tapped, and we've seen that too. Rabbi Weissler used the correct technology to convert a hater into a decent human being. He could have run away, could have done what the police told him to do. Perfectly common sense, logical advice. Run away, move out, leave that hater to hate. Instead, he chose to fight hate with love. Was he scared? Sure. The police thought he was nuts. His wife thought he was nuts. Now, sometimes it takes courage to apply the right technology to do the right thing. When everyone and everything, including your own gut, tells you, no, don't do this. What technology works in your life? Take an hour a day or so and check it out. When you snap at someone or you belittle a group or a friend or something like that on social media, do you get a good result, or does it leave a lingering bad aftertaste? Well, then that's an incorrect technology, isn't it? It's better just to flick the light switch on. It's a lot easier. That's all I have to say. So, till we see each other again, take your vitamins, take care of yourself, love each other, observe posted speed limits, and never lose sight of who you are. Never, never, never lose sight of who you are. So long for now.